It's getting dark. I can't see my notes. So Lily is a senior at Shortridge High School. You can also read her poem on the website. It's awesome. Never mind, she said, I'll be loud. So, without further ado, I'll get off the stage.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lily, and my poem is called A Witch and Her Wolf. On this unusually warm October evening, I sit by the fire, pretending that it's colder out than it is, thinking about how much better my thermos of warm cider would taste if only it were about 10 degrees cooler. I lazily poke at the logs with a stick, allowing myself to relax and losing the stiffness of the day's posture. My dog scratches at my leg, begging to sit in my lap. I set down my thermos and my charred stick to pick her up so that she can see what is creating the sparks and smoke that fill the sky. She lays down on my thighs and looks into the fire, content. I wonder why she enjoys looking into the flames if she can see shadows in it the way I do. Maybe she sees a memory of wolves howling at the moon, which seems so far removed from her, but that is actually just a few steps away from the way she barks at a particularly suspicious squirrel. I wind my fingers into her fur and stare into the brightest spot in the center of the flames, watching them dance and twist and tell stories that seem both familiar and brand new. It crosses my mind that maybe these tales that the fire tells me should be thought of in the way critics see tarot and horoscopes. Maybe I'm just seeing what I want to see. I could find some explanation of heat and atoms and psychology to satisfy the part of my brain that wants to understand everything, instead of appreciating what may or may not lie in the shadows of this unusually warm October evening. But October evenings like this seem to breed magic and push away thoughts of reason. So I allow myself to float down a river of soft, focused flames, softening my gaze to the point where everything seems to be a blur. I begin to see women emerge from the flames, surrounded by an energy I cannot explain, that is clearly good and warm and full of welcome. On this unusually warm October evening, looking into the flames as the logs crackle and fall and turn into coals, I see a woman from long times past. I can feel how it felt for her to be drawn to the night sky, but who for fear would turn away from the window and force herself into an uneasy sleep, dreaming of singing and dancing under midnight's blanket of secrecy. I feel her chiding herself when she awakes to the first ray of sun, angry for letting herself think about magic like some schoolgirl, or even worse, like one of those witches that the pastor had spoken about last Sunday at the noon service. I see a woman from a more recent era walking into a meeting, surrounded by men who look her up and down and ask her for coffee, 2 sugars, assuming she must be the new secretary. I see her staying calm by holding the feather in her pocket that she found this morning on her walk to the subway and picked up while pretending to tie her shoe so that no one could see what she believed in good luck charms and messages from birds. I can see a woman designing skyscrapers, buildings that seem to defy the laws of the universe itself. I see her secretly looking to the structures of trees and stars for inspiration, but never daring to share the source of seemingly endless inspiration in fear of being called frivolous and flighty. I see myself, as a young girl, crushing up rose petals in water mixed with a drop of my mother's perfume, and then quickly hiding the sweet-smelling potion at the bottom of my sock drawer and sweeping the ground so I wouldn't be scolded for leaving a mess, out of fear of being lectured on how flowers don't hold any sort of power, and that I should get back to my homework and learning real science. On this unusually warm October evening, I smile as I realize that just as my dog might see herself in the wolves, I am seeing the flaming figures of some witches who came before me. Witches who paved a path for me to be able to proudly display candles and rocks and feathers on my bookshelf. I feel my eyes begin to sting, and I realize that the wind has changed direction, making the spoke aim right for my eyes, blurring my vision and making everything appear to be half real, half dream. I wipe the tears away with the sleeve of my wind-smoke-scented shirt, and all remnants of my visions disappear. My cider is cold now, and the fire is dying down. I whisper a thank you to the night sky, hoping that the smoke will carry my sentiment to wherever fires come from and go to. Packing up my things, we start home, a young witch and a wolf. The night sky seems to embrace us and bless our journey, graciously lighting our way with the full moon that seems to shine especially bright on this unusually warm October evening. Thank you.
Lily, that was awesome. I think any one of us that has ever placed a candle, rock, or feather on our window can appreciate that poem, so thank you so much.